Right, morning guys. We're just at this job here, got decent parking for once. We did make a start on this yesterday, but I stupidly forgot to bring my camera to work. But basically, this project is a complete new system. So we've got an accumulator going in, a Megaflo, boiler, just piping this up. So boiler's going to go there. Got an expansion vessel for the heat in there with one of the Tesla arms. I don't know if you've used them before, but if you haven't, they're brilliant. Got a Megaflo, mag clean on there, pump, got our 2 zone valves for our heating and hot water. This is where our accumulator is going to sit. We've got a water main down there with a stop tap, and we've got pipe work going through there. So I've got Steve with me today, he's around the other side connecting up to the existing heating system. We're not changing the heating system itself, we're just adapting onto it. So yeah, it's going alright at the moment. And the boiler later on. Get the wiring sorted in a couple of days. Got a week on this project, so it shouldn't be too bad. What we're going to be doing is taking out the stop tap down here. We're going to bring the new water main up over these pipes, over that pipe there, which is your gas. We're going to have a lever valve there, which will be the main stop tap, combi valve, loop back down into our accumulator, and then it'll come across, tap into our cylinder, and then connect back onto the water main, which is that one down there, which then goes off to feed the house. We've got an old softener down there, it's going to get ripped out and stuff like that, but we'll sort all that out afterwards. But we'll connect back on somewhere onto here. At the moment, we've sort of spec'd it to allow for the plans that they have in the future, but this is where we're at with it, to be honest. So it's not going too badly. Just piping up now. Just got to solder up this connection here, which is our flow for our hot water. So if we can, we like to try and put valves on it as best we can. I'm also probably going to cut a T and then have an automatic air vent sitting here. I do like to try and get vents everywhere I can if possible. I know we're at the lowest point of the system, but it's always ideal. And then yeah, we'll get our return put in, so that's going to swing round. That'll go along the floor. I've got some M10 back plates with some stud, so I'll stud that along the floor. That'll then connect to our return pipe, which is this bottom one, and then it'll go along and then tee up to our Magna Clean and back into our boiler, and I'll put another drain off down here. So yeah, I'm just going to get this one piped up. Right, I've just cut that T in for that automatic air vent that I spoke about. So as you do, plumbers, anything we can to prop it up to get a drain off held. I do the trick of biting the fitting, but it doesn't always work, especially on drain offs, trying to clamp them in. It can be a bit of a pain. But yeah, I'm just going to get this soldered up. You put flux on your fitting after you've soldered. Some people do, some people don't. I don't normally, I don't like to, but because I burnt that fitting a little bit, it just helps the cleaning process a little bit. Give it a spray, help it clean it off nice and easy. That all off after. I'll get this T soldered down here. Now once that's all cleaned up, see like now it looks quite dirty, but I know it's all soldered. Once I clean that up with some wire wool, that'll be perfect. And obviously all this is going to be getting lagged anyway. One, because it's in a garage, but secondly, you should be trying to lag as much of your systems as you can. Right, that's all in and soldered up, as you can see. Now it's been cleaned. What I'll do, I'll just get a wet rag, got my spray bottle, spray it all off, and then you get some steel wool, rub it all down, and it doesn't really look too bad. It's a pretty decent solder joint. But is it just me? After you solder, you sort of go around and have a look at your fittings, and there's always one that you're just not ever sure about. I mean, to me, that reducer there is looking a bit suspect. So it's one of them things, do you take a risk on it and leave it fill up and have a leak and then blame yourself? Or do you just go back and touch a bit of solder onto it? What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Would you risk it? Right, made some good progress. Got the flow and return in. Just having some lunch now. Got some curry chicken left over from yesterday. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. Just having a quick break just so you can eat some lunch. Actual hot food for once during the winter months. But it's all in. Another vent on there, vent on there, and then we've got drain offs everywhere so we can drain the system down, isolate things individually, so that makes changing the cylinder in the future nice and easy as well. So next job for me is going to be, I've got a 15mm pipe down there which goes through with the flow and return, which is all sleeve going through that wall. That's going to come, and basically we've got a tap-in connection here where we're going to have our bronze pump, which is in there. So that's going to connect onto that with check valve on the pipework. That'll link round to there, and then we're running a hot return up, connecting up in the landing near the airing cupboard, which is basically the furthest route we can go without taking up tiled floors and stuff. So obviously it's not ideal, but it's a retrofit, so you have to sort of connect on where you can as far away from the system as possible. Got this pipe here, and that's going to be coming out, lever valve, T drain off, and that's going to be going into our accumulator. We've got the old hot water cylinder out yesterday, and also the old boiler, which was a floor standing boiler, and it was heavy. So we put that at the front, and a scrap man come and took that quite quickly, which was a bonus. Yeah, it's all done. Done a bit of the lagging already, but still got a bit more to do. Got all the wiring done and finished, and we put the customer on a immersion last night, so they had hot water. Fortunately, we couldn't give them heating because obviously the boiler's not finished. It's going through the ceiling, but we're not doing that till Monday. So we've got the spares in for everything. That one's for our hot water pump there, so I need to get a label put on that, which is for that there. But yeah, everything's in, everything's working. I'm just going to turn the water back off now because the customer now wants a garden tap installed at the front of the property. So just drilled out for the garden tap, and that's going to be coming through here, and then it'll come along the wall, come up, and then all I do is just cut a T in here, and we'll just loop it round, and we'll get a double check valve, lever valve, T and a drain off put on that, and lag it all up. So that's all sorted. Condenser's all in, just got a few little connections to finish off at the bottom down here. So that 32mm 1.25" waste pipe needs to come in, and that's going to just drop into that gully. For now, remove that water softener, that's going. Finish off some bits of lagging. Got to lag all these flow and returns up, get all the last little odds and sods done, get the boiler case on, and then I've got a patch in the flue and the old boiler which was in there. So I've got a couple of breeze blocks this morning, patched that in, and yeah, connect up to the existing heating system and fill up. Today is actually Friday the 13th, so I think filling up today is not a good idea. so we might actually fill up and start testing on Monday, just in case there's any issues. But yeah, it's not bad. It's a nice little installation, I think. Done what we can with it. Got our PRVs all linking together. Goes into a hot ton and then runs down in 32, picks up our boiler condense there, and then that all links in, drops around. Got some stud, gonna cut in a couple more studs as well, just to support them pipes. They're not going to go anywhere, but just keeps them supported. Finish off some legging. That hot pump's now working. That boosting on. Got some nice hot water through the immersions last night. I need to get some of them sticky pads so I can stick this cable to the cylinder. Got the rest of the wiring sort of nice and neat. But yeah, it's not a bad job. Not a bad little job at all. So get the last little finishing touches done, get filled up, gonna get flue through the roof, and be another project complete. But yeah, I'm just gonna crack on with this garden tap now. Right, I've put that back plate on. So I just did a 20mm hole, 22mm hole, and then sleeve it with some condense pipe, and then use these straight through plates. Always put a little bit of silicone on your back plate as well before you go in. And just get your garden tap. I use Loctite 577, and then that just simply threads in. In like that. Let the Loctite 577 set for a couple of minutes and we'll be all good. Leave it off for now. We've got the pipe through there, so that's just going to swing up now, and somehow we'll loop it over there, get it in, make it as neat as we can. This is our gas pipe here. This is our old gas that comes through the wall, goes all the way up and all the way along the loft, garage even, through the wall to feed that boiler, floor standing boiler. So we don't need none of that. So it's just going to literally be cut, connect on, that's the gas done. The meter's literally the other side of this wall, so it doesn't really need a secondary valve in here. Could potentially put one in, but doesn't really need one. But yeah, we'll cut that, elbow that up, and get this connected into our cold main. Somewhere up there. Right, just got that garden tap all done, so I've just teed into our cold main there. Got a isolation point there with a lever, which spaced off enough to actually shut off. Gonna get all that all lagged up in a moment. Got our double check valve with inside the building. Right, I've got most of the lagging done down here, which is going to be all behind the accumulator, so got most of that done. I've just got that last little bit there, which is going to be my cold fill to that cylinder anyway. I've just pre-made the tap in for that, so it's a 35mm connection, so 35 to 28, 28 to 22. That's going to wind in there. I've just got my Loctite glue on there, put a bit more than normal because obviously it's a big fitting, but we'll wind that in, let that set. I've got to pre-charge that up to 1.8 bar based on the system that we've got, and then I can get it in position, start piping it up. Pretty much all done. It's got last little touches of lagging to finish off, like there for example. Got the fittings all in for the accumulator. Probably can't see that in the dark, but it's all in. It's got its own valve on it, and isolation there. I'll put a drain off in that. I've run out of drain offs. Need to pick up some more because I'm also missing some eyes in some of these drain offs, but it's all in. Hot water back on for tonight, and we'll be back to sort the flue out and the last little touches. But customer's happy. Got a good little tidy up of everywhere, so we'll leave it as that for today. Power flush machine over there, so gave the system a power flush, which I've also linked with my Magna Cleanse unit, just so we can catch the debris and actually show the customer. So that's all in and done. And then this is where our old boiler was located, floor standing boiler. So put some valves on there because I couldn't actually solder onto them pipes because it just would not stop dripping. I'm cutting some T's and drain offs on here. I think they're going to have a cupboard put in here, get like a 1,000 unit or whatever it is. Filled the hole. I'm no brickie, but I've sanded and cemented that up. Done the same on the outside as well. So that's all sorted. Gave her a good hoover upstairs. Read this whole carpet up, bedroom all the way around. Got all that sorted. That's on in the shower. That's all in and done. Looks lovely. Tanks and stuff right there. I've got all them out. I'm not going to open it back up. That's all in and done. And this is where the old water tank was. So we've pieced that through. Eventually these are going to be knocked out, these walls. They've got basins either side of that, and then the Jack and Jill bathroom behind.